Last time on Dice Funk.
Surely not letting people into heaven is, surely that's gonna be a sin, right?
And the gates were closed to ensure only the purest souls were allowed through to this paradise.
How many throats does it have?
One. I don't like that question. I'm just gonna be honest.
I would like to cut that.
Cordelia has an ability called the Chronicle of the Raven Queen. Basically, she can take a piece off a corpse and put it on her Warlock spellbook, and the answer to any questions she asks will become written in blood in the book.
Do we want to ask it how to get to the Megatron?
The Metatron's physical body is inside the Cathedral of Stars.
So it's kind of like a temple boat sailing across the cloud sea?
Yes, claw mark from Slod. Who stabbed you?
I'm gonna take the claw that I grabbed from it and rake it across one of the wounds and be like, yep, it's a perfect match.
So how do we mine heaven?
There's no actual reason for me to do this, but I really want to use the remains of the cherub to make a pickaxe so I can mine it.
And a little trunk and little tusks.
Tiny elephant.
It's a tiny elephant. This is a creature called a hollyphant.
No chance. You just want to help us because, it's the right thing to do, friend. Oh, buddy, oh, pal.
Well, I do have an arrangement. Perhaps we could come to. I'm sorry. My name's Lancelot. I'm the conduit of the lost.
I get the feeling that this isn't just a one-way street. What are you wanting out of us other than this thing being dead?
I guess I'll just cut to it. The lost are looking for new members, and we really like it if one of you joined.
The main thing that these ones want is, hey, kill the big powerful assholes that treat themselves like gods.
I mean, yeah, cool.
Those sound like challenging fights.
So you make your way down the mountain, and rather than to a flat plain at the bottom, there's just an endless ocean of sparkling holy water, and in the distance you can make out some vague shape that Lancelot tells you is branches, the highest top of the canopy of the Yggdrasil.
I knew it!
Well, that's a botch.
He takes 9 damage and collapses to the ground, grasping at his back. Something is moving under the skin.
Oh!
Is Tia gonna have babies?
I know I've said this before, but my favourite game on Dice Funk is the game where Austin says, "Are you ready?" and I say yes, even though I'm not, and then I have to race to the record button.
Oh, I've done that too.
Yep, we've all been there.
Austin, we're all baby. We're baby.
Just a
You know
little
what the
baby.
best thing to do is to just, not even if you have a real problem, but just suggest you have a problem with your recording in some fashion, and you could hear a piece of Austin die on the
Why
other
do you
end.
do this to him, Chris?
Where I'm like, should my waves be that small? I'm not gonna worry about it. And you can hear Austin just like quietly crumbling inside.
Austin, when you asked if we were ready, did you mean like emotionally and like philosophically ready, or did you mean were we actually ready?
Spiritually, have you made peace with your god? Because I'm going to kill all of you.
Hey,
We're recording through GarageBand this week, right?
I'm going to record the sounds of your neck breaking when I kill you, Chris.
Oh my god!
With my bare hands, you son of a bitch.
Oh, is this what no coffee does to you?
Oh, he's really sassy when he doesn't have coffee.
He's violent and angry.
I'm a completely different person now.
Is this where we're about to learn, like, oh no, angry rules lawyer Austin, who wants all of our characters dead 3 episodes into the season, exists?
Mostly he just gets a little mouthy. We were hanging out, and the next day you literally texted me like, "Sorry if I was mean. I didn't have any coffee." And I was like, "No, you're just being real sassy. A real mouth on you."
He just misses hot bean juice.
He usually had it cold.
All right. So Actually, before we get back to the quest, we have to deal with something first, which is our good friend Blake Bortles, or whatever his name is. It has a thing in his back. That happened.
That happened.
Okay.
Can I cut it out?
Yeah.
What are we cutting out?
Babies. You're.
How large is it? I guess the first question, and then follow-up question, which isn't really a question so much as a comment. I'm going to go cut it out.
Okay, to set the scene, the party went to the bottom of the big mountain in Mount Celestia, the mount, as it were. There's just an ocean of holy water at the base of this mountain. You're looking out onto it. You see the Yggdrasil poking up through the water. And
Excuse me, Austin. I play Tales of Symphonia, and I believe it's pronounced Yggdrasil.
Come on.
there's gonna be a lot of word crimes on this one, folks. Even more than usual, because Austin is not a native speaker of any Norse dialects, so we're pretty fucked on this one. But you're standing there. Blake has an attack, falls over. He's like, my back, and then King immediately starts pulling out knives.
No, my giant sword. That's what I'm going to cut it out with. Is my two-handed greatsword.
It's like using a meat clipper to cut the edges off sandwiches.
No, looks like you got a pretty nasty pimple there. I'll get it for you.
Run!
Oh, whoa. Okay, could somebody put a smaller implement, maybe?
Oh, you're right. And then he's going to pull out the flaming greatsword he has instead.
If you let King do this, roll medicine.
All right. Well, I'll prepare myself.
I mean, on the plus side, the flaming greatsword would at least cauterize the wound that he caused.
And you're trapping the babies in you.
Yep. I rolled a 5.
Oh, Lord.
Oh,
Oh,
dear.
Lord.
Okay.
Where's Captain Melbeck?
So Blake Ferris collapses on the shore, holding his back. He's in agony as whatever the slod did when it stabbed him in the back has created some kind of festering infection wound, as Lauren rightfully points out without her knowledge checks. That's out of character knowledge here about what slod do. It's Baby Town in the back.
It's just when something like bites you and wiggles around. It's usually babies.
I don't know what kind of life you're living, but I don't want any part of it.
I'm just thinking of like, fuck off.
Oh, now who's mouthy? My little.
I'm always mouthy and I never claim not to be.
So King pulls out one sword, everyone goes, no! And he goes, okay. And then he pulls out another sword, and then he
We're like, okay.
stabs Ferris in the back. Roll damage as if you were attacking him, King. And then we'll move from there.
Oh, no.
All right. No, actually, it's just going to be 10.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, 10 damage could be worse for getting stabbed with a flaming greatsword through the back. I mean, I've seen some bad flaming greatsword wounds in my time. This is not one of the worst.
Why I had to go, was 'cause
It's actually
like,
a pretty
God.
unremarkable flaming greatsword wound. How appropriate.
I was like, I think I have the greatsword proficiency still, though, so I think I still re-rolled low numbers, but didn't matter.
So Blake, you get stabbed in the back. It hurts. Actually, you know what? I've been stabbed. When it's a very bad stab, you don't feel it at first. You're just in shock because that's not where the metal goes. So it's more like just like incredible pressure on your lower back. And then the
Okay.
yeah.
Is it out?
Well, so you all see this. He rolled a 5, which is very bad. So he does not cut out the moving thing under Blake's skin, which is, let's just stop playing footsies with it, a slod tadpole. But Lancelot's here with you, Nifyx especially on your little shoulder, our favorite golden elephant friend, and he says, wait, when did this happen?
Like 5 minutes ago?
It should take months for a slod tadpole to develop.
That's accent. That's a spicy meatball. No.
Lauren.
I'm sorry. I had to. That is very interesting knowledge, but how do we fix it now?
Hey, Drake, I'm going to need you to stop squirming before I stab you again.
Oh, God.
Is that knife still in the back? Is the sword
Yeah,
still
for
in the
now.
back? Okay. I'm having a look at a spell.
I love spells.
I'm wondering how helpful heat metal would be right now.
It's as heated as it can be, Laura.
It's on fire.
Fine.
Well, hold on. Kinkle to pull up his other sword. You can set this one on fire.
This is the most grotesque surgery scene in media history.
I don't have anything useful.
Yeah, first let's talk for a second about healing. We got a fighter, we got a wizard, we got a warlock. None of those are healing classes. Bards can have healing. Do you?
I didn't really take much in the way of healing because when I was creating the character, and I can go back through Skype and prove this, Austin said, "Oh, we got a bunch of other magic dealing classes. Don't worry, you're not going to be relied on for healing."
I never take healing.
Well, you can't. I don't remember that conversation specifically. Everyone is magic except for King, so maybe there was a mix-up there, but yeah.
King can heal himself.
That's good.
Fuck off!
Well, and there's the mechanic of hit dice. Basically, every time you level up, you get a new dice, depending on what class you are. And when you get a moment to bandage your wounds, you can roll them to heal yourself, and then at the end of the arc, you will get them back. So there is a mechanic for healing oneself, even if no one has magic. You don't need any healers, technically. Just something to point out.
So I'm going to tell you where I'm at because I'm doing a bit of quick research.
Okay.
I'm looking up something right now too.
I'm currently researching things that I can polymorph and transform things into. I'm like, because some things that you can transform shit into has real good HP, which might give us some time to be like, okay, you're sturdy enough for us to do surgery on you.
Just imagine Blake's crying throughout this entire scene, by the way.
I have locate creature.
What use could that possibly be, you goof?
I can locate the baby and cut it out, bitch.
Locate creature is like where in the city is a thing. It's right there.
Listen, that's why I just got to the description and see my plan isn't gonna work, but at least I was being creative,
Can
bitch.
I use enlarge reduce to climb inside the wound and go fight the tadpole?
Oh, we can't do an entire inner space arc in the middle of our heaven arc.
What?
Not a whole one, just, I make myself small and I do an attack on the tadpole.
Okay. Christopher, you were saying something before I respond to that wild suggestion.
How long until I can try to do another heal check?
Oh,
Because
Lord.
I'm going to just try to stab him again.
Okay. So technically, enlarge, reduce doubles or halves your size. So Nifyx, you won't be that small. But you're a gnome. You know what? Here's what I'll say. I think Enlarge Reduce might be your signature spell this season, and I am kind of interested in just seeing how fucking weird we can get, how nutty we can get with it. I like the idea of Nifyx shrinking down, running up Blake's back with a flaming sword, and then trying to fucking hog tie a tadpole because she's small. That's cute.
Yeah.
Why don't you? Yeah. Okay, Nifyx. Roll medicine.
And what a challenge.
What a challenge.
Yeah. Okay, so medicine is one of those skills that I do have a positive in. It's not the big one, but come on, give me that good number. 14?
Okay, yeah, so you don't go full inner space. You're not like running through his veins like the Magic School Bus. I think is probably the more relatable thing to our audience. That episode.
My little arm is like a little like surgical thing. It's like one of those like little surgical robot arms that can get in there without like accidentally bursting a lung or something.
Okay, so it is acceptable for your point of context for this to be Body Wars, the ride that used to be in theme parks like fucking forever ago.
Completely ignorant of whatever you're talking about.
But that would be fine. But otherwise, try to make it inner space. Like the Magic School Bus is cute. Make it in. Come on, Dennis Quaid is amazing in that.
I know, it's just really old.
I know. I know.
That's my main problem with it, though. Nifyx, you shrink down to half of a gnome size, which is pretty small. Your delicate little handsies can get into the wound that King has made. I assume you ask him to remove the blade before you put your hands in the same hole, because that sounds painful.
I would rather not put my hand in a hole that currently has a flaming sword in it at the same time.
On this, we can agree, Laura. So with a 14, Nifyx, you pass, you stick your tiny gnome hands in there, and you grasp something. It's a forming tadpole. It's not actually fully complete, as Lancelot was explaining to you. It shouldn't even be anything at this point. Something's going on. But you wrench the almost primordial tadpole out of Blake's wound. And I don't even have a token for it because it's like fetal.
It's baby.
If I'm sorry about the body horror. Maybe we need a fucking content warning up front. Sloths are super gross. But it's not fully formed. It doesn't have like a mouth or eyes or anything. It's just kind of the beginnings of a tadpole, and it has no stats. It cannot defend itself.
Okay, well, I would like to cast Sacred Flame.
Okay. We talked last episode about cameos. I looked it up. Cameo refers to the method of making it, not the actual item, and it can be made out of anything from bone to all sorts of precious stones. So we had this conversation.
It usually refers to like a silhouette-y thing.
Yeah.
This is what it usually ends up being.
But it's a bone cameo, which depicts a member of the Heller family.
Yes, a snake.
A snake, okay.
A snake.
And so as soon as Nifyx pulls out the tadpole, you just like, nope, and you just erase it with Sacred Flame?
Yes, I'm going to set it on fire.
Where does a warlock get Sacred Flame?
Maybe my girlfriend lets me pick cantrips from other classes.
Now that's the relationship. Get you a girl who can get you Sacred Flame.
For real, though. It's my sacred girlfriend flame.
So yeah, if nobody intervenes, the tadpole is just annihilated.
Zero intervention. It has no stats. Why would I care about fighting it?
Fair enough. You pull it out, and Cordelia erases it, and there's a sigh of relief through the group as Blake only has a regular burned wound instead of a festering tadpole wound.
I haven't tried medicine yet, so maybe I can do it.
Yay.
No.
You cannot do it.
I cannot. 4 stuff more angel feathers.
Oh no, please. I think we're going to have to roll some hit dice here to get Blake out of Dutch.
What is wrong with all of you?
Yeah.
Is this how you think surgery is done? Knives and feathers. This is not how you do surgery.
I am not the doctor.
No, you were clearly not. Now let me get in there and I will fix things with my tiny gnome hands.
Lancelot says, I'm really worried about why it was growing so fast. Is this a life itself thing, or was it the sloth's conduit?
I don't know, but it's dead now, so it's not worth worrying about anymore. Let's go kill the Megatron!
All right.
It's definitely still worth knowing about, but also did not want to keep it alive. Bye. Psst. That was supposed to be a flame noise. It was not a flame noise.
Excuse?
What does flame sound like? I don't know.
Okay. Well, you have Sacred Flame as a cantrip, so you can always be doing flame.
Yeah, so I set it on fire.
So Blake, I see in the chat, has rolled his hit die. Hit dice is the plural. Dumb Austin. So basically, we bandage up Blake's wounds. What you use, whatever herbs or stuff you have with you, because you don't have any healing potions, to my knowledge.
No.
And once Blake is ready to walk again, you are faced with the great ocean of holy water at the base of the mountain. Cordelia can fly.
Sure can.
Nifyx is good, and thus unaffected by holy water, and King is neutral, and thus unaffected by holy water. Blake, once again, you are the problem child.
How deep are oceans?
Okay, so hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
We reduce Blake, and I will carry him over the water. Because he'll be small, so I can do it.
Reduce him and put him inside, like, someone...
Baby
You
Bjorn.
can ride in my mouth as I swim over.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, if Nifyx is down for the spell slot usage, that's an instant success on this. No rolls necessary.
I'm up for that, sure.
Sure.
I was, to be clear, I meant the reduce, not the king's mouth ride.
Why not?
I guess the last question is, are you going to ask Lancelot to come with you, Nifyx? Because he's kind of your friend.
Yeah, I'm definitely asking for Lancelot to come along. You wanna come along on Team Tiny?
Sure, roll persuasion.
What's
That's good,
persuasion?
I'm very persuasive. I'm almost broken in my persuasiveness.
Yeah, I'm only looking for a 10, because he likes you.
I believe that is impossible for me to not hit, I think.
Ooh, look at me. I'm a bard. I break the entire skill economy. Ooh.
23.
Wow, that's even better than me.
Well, obviously, you couldn't get me to leave if you wanted to. I've sworn life debt to you now, Nifyx. Jesus Christ, 23.
Yeah, it's all right. You can come join my my very very good pro gamer team. Brand. We're sponsored by Brand. You'll love it.
Yeah, we took there was a break in recording. The first 2 episodes were kind of recorded in a batch. This is the first time we've gotten back to recording this season since the audience has seen it, and there's a lot of really great fan content, great illustrations. I want to shout out some illustrators, but also just the I guess the fan canon that has become canon now is the Brand. Do you have the name of the person who suggested Brand in front of you?
So I have a couple of names that were discussing it in the Discord. Cosmignon and Squidcap were both talking about it. They were some of the first ones. I believe it's Squidcap that came up with the logo for Brand.
So your gaming sponsor, if you haven't seen it, is just a really generic looking logo that says Brand, and all your gear is Brand gear brand, and they're your cool sponsors, and that's just really fun. A lot of the art has that featured in it.
Brand, we're a brand.
Yeah, and shout out to all the artists in the community. I have art here from Irefire, Cosmignon, Squidcap, Slime King Mike, bduck_quack, Torvin D, Matthew Collier. Ooh boy, I'm gonna feel really bad if I miss some because there's a lot that I don't keep track of very well because I'm extremely dumb. But everyone out there is doing just incredible work, and we're so happy for your support. But also, I'm a dumbass, so I try to save as much of it as I can. I probably missed a bunch. I'm sorry. But the adventure continues.
Does it?
Yeah. Nifyx shrinks down Blake, puts him where?
King's mouth is open.
I just assume I'd like baby Bjorn him to me. I have leftover Angel. All the feathers I didn't put into his back. I will tie him to my body.
Okay. So yeah, Cordelia ties Blake to her, I guess, and just flies over the holy water. Nifyx and King go swimming. There's nothing scary in the holy water. I looked very hard for a monster to attack you, and there are not a lot of good monsters to begin with because it's hard to fight them, motivation to fight them. D&D is mostly about beating bad guys until money comes out, and there's not any very specific holy water monsters, unfortunately. What do you all talk about as you're going over this? It's a pretty considerable distance away from the mountain to the branches of the Yggdrasil that are sticking up.
So King is relatively effortless in swimming. He actually seems like he's done this before. And while swimming, he's just gonna be like, "So do you guys have any siblings or anything?"
No.
Is Blake gonna sound in pain the rest of this arc?
Maybe.
I put a lot of feathers in his
He's
leg.
also, like tied to a person.
I mean, I'm a snake.
Uh-huh.
Right, that makes it better.
I had some siblings, but they were all just very content to sit around and do nothing. They were not really interesting. They were all just, yep, life's great. Do.
Their content is trash.
Oh, exactly. That you tune into them on Twitch, all they're doing is sitting just like looking at little origami shapes and going, I made a dog once. Why would I need to make another one? It was great the first time. Yay!
So this is what working on a team is like.
The last team I was on, almost everyone died.
That wasn't when you died.
No, that was later.
Oh.
I was too strong to be killed.
His backstory has 2 different mass death events. I tried to get him to consolidate it into one, but Kristen wouldn't have it.
I'm trying to tell Austin his fictional backstory isn't important, and Austin refuses to just accept it. It's a real battle of stubborn idiots.
Uh-huh.
It's nice being on a team of people who are competent. I've spent a while.
No, I poop regularly.
You son of a bitch.
I usually just work with people who are kind of trash. Like, usually I need to make up numbers because, like, there's specific numbers of people needed on teams. So it's nice to have people on a team who actually offer something.
You're
conduit of challenge, right?
Yeah.
You should be careful. You know, just because sometimes there's things out there that are challenging that just kill you immediately.
Yeah, that's the challenge. If none of them could just beat me without me knowing it, like, where would be the challenge?
Wow. You're an idiot.
And then King's just gonna go back to swimming.
I like the idea that your personal life experience feels like deep wisdom to you. You know, sometimes you get killed out of nowhere. It's just the way it is in this life.
Hey, as someone who got killed out of nowhere, trust me, I know you can get killed out of nowhere. That's half the fun.
You know, honestly, I was pretty mad about being murdered, but now I have sweet powers and a girlfriend, so that worked out really well for me.
I mean, am I going to give up tacos? No, of course not. I mean,
I don't see why you can't have tacos.
exactly. Yeah.
I just, when I've got some time off, I need to go and, shout at the people who make the rules, because, I don't think being dead for, a little while should constitute not being allowed to stay in a tournament. That's all I'm saying. I think we should have to redo the bracket.
Do you think we're technically undead now? Or are we just normal?
No, because we're alive.
Yeah, but no, never mind.
You mean on, in a metaphysical sense, or in a legal, governable, actionable, paper trail sort of sense?
Wow, you're very boring.
I look at this less we died and that was undone. I look at this more they put an extra, coin in the machine. Here we go, extra credit.
I mean, honestly, it saved me a little bit of effort, if I'm totally frank, although...
Wait, are you Frank? No, Lancelot says that. Wait, are you Frank? I thought you were Blamp.
No, he's Drake.
No, he's Blaine.
No, he's Sam.
Shane.
I thought he was Thomas.
All right, you guys are doing that the whole rest of the way to the Yggdrasil. just saying different names for Blake. When you get there, you notice that proportionally, this is such a tiny, tiny bit of the tree. Like, the Yggdrasil goes out through all of reality, across every plane. Its roots are in the bottom planes, its branches are in the top planes, the trunk goes up through all the neutral planes and even the prime material plane. I said before, it's the nervous system of reality. So what you're seeing is just a tiny, tiny, itty-bitty branch that fit like the tiniest fingertip of the canopy, and yet there's an entire village built into this little bit poking up out of the water, because a tiny fraction of the Yggdrasil is enormous. You can actually climb up onto it and walk around, and you actually are going to need to climb to the top where there is already a temple you can see. To reiterate, Lancelot said to get the Cathedral of Stars to come to you, there are only a couple of people authorized to do that. One of them is here. So you just need to find that person and make them bring the cathedral to you, because you'll never chase it down.
Do we know who that person was?
Yeah, it's the person in the temple at the top of the branches. So you just straight up. I mean, Cordelia could fly there, but she would just be soloing whatever's up there. So you probably want to walk together.
Well, I mean, technically I'm strapped to her, so...
Yeah.
You're just fucking sweeping.
Everybody loves a party split, especially me, he says. Eyes
No.
gleaming evilly.
No. I will fly at a slow pace.
Are there any branches nearby of Yggdrasil?
Well, yeah, so you swim across the ocean of holy water up to the branches sticking out. You climb up onto the platform, and you're at the bottom of...
All right, I want to cut off one of the branches.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. So you pull out your greatsword. I assume the flaming greatsword is like magically waterproof, or it relights itself when you concentrate on doing that. Which one do you think sounds cooler?
I'm trying to imagine him concentrating hard enough to ignite
Yeah, I don't know
a
if King's going to be capable of figuring. He's going to be like, oh, the sword's broken, and throw it back in the water otherwise. I think it just doesn't turn off because it's holy water, and this is a sword from an angel. So why would it turn off in water? It's holy fire.
That's true.
Yeah, you win this round. Okay, so you get to the Yggdrasil, and there's nobody outdoors. There's a couple of almost like tree houses built into these branches as they kind of go up. It's like a big tree house village, and you don't see anybody out and about right now. There's a couple of like birds and a couple of squirrels around here.
Hell yeah.
King pulls out his flaming sword and just begins hacking into the nervous system of reality. Before we address how that goes, what are the rest of you doing at this point, just to establish?
I'd like to think that I'm just kind of staring dumbfounded. Like,
Okay.
what is this motherfucker doing now? Says the woman who mined heavenly silver.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fuck. I'm gonna go use my pickaxe and help him.
First, it was such an admonishment, like, I'm just staring dumbfounded at this immense idiot doing the dumbest. Yeah, fuck it, I'm helping do it.
Nifyx and her wonderful little elephant friend are just sort of swiping through on a touch screen, looking at a big list, going, "What about this one?
Oh my god.
What about
We're
this
all
one?"
gonna die so fast.
I love it. All right, so is Blake still tied to your back while you started going ham on this tree with
Oh,
pickaxe?
I should let him go first.
Thank you.
I let you go first.
Thank you.
Here you go, little buddy.
Okay, so Lancelot and Nifyx are doing their own thing. The rest of the team's over with King, who's chopping away at the Yggdrasil, when an acorn lands at your feet. King, just a little acorn.
I'm gonna eat it.
Open it, you.
Come on. Why would I not?
You reach down.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna smell it first.
Okay, you reach down, you pick it up, you bring it up to your snoot, you sniff, sniff, sniff.
No.
Constitution saving throw as it explodes in your face. When you said eat it, I was like, oh god, he's dead.
26.
Okay, you succeed, so that's good. You don't die on the spot.
Jesus.
Oh lord.
Oh my god, it's not even 8 and we're already fucking buck wild.
I know. Okay, only 10 damage. It explodes in your face, but you didn't like the smell of it, so you pulled back a little bit before it went off.
Okay.
But you were singed. That acorn was essentially a grenade.
Oh, I'm gonna see if there's more of them then.
You look around and you notice that there are acorns falling from all the branches above you now. Like a light drizzle, like a light rain. They're just pattering to the ground.
Climb. Climb.
All right, Blake, roll athletics to run, so you weren't blown up by the the acorn bombardment.
Yeah, I do not want to be blown up by the acorn bombardment, but I am also not super athletic.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. 12.
12 is good for Blake. So Blake sees the acorns falling down, knows that they can explode ferociously, and just takes off sprinting to climb the Yggdrasil, leaving everybody behind for at least now. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm gonna fly after Blake, because I can fly.
Cordelia's fine during this.
Yeah, he's screaming, climb.
And I'm like, do.
I want to follow, but I am tiny, and that is not conducive to good, quick climbing.
Yeah, gnomes have a lower running speed.
So I'm going to deal with that speed deficit I have by using polymorph.
Oh, gosh.
I'm going to transform into a giant ape.
Oh, okay, well, that's an extremely good shape for climbing. It's interesting because I was thinking about this when you turn into a T-Rex before, how good that is. And there's an entire class about turning into animals, the druid. And it occurred to me, why would you ever want to be a druid if other classes could just polymorph? And then I actually looked into the math of why you would want to do one versus the other. The main difference is that you don't change your mental statistics when you use your druid shape. So you are still the same person mentally. When you use polymorph, you are not. So your intelligence, wisdom, and charisma all plummet, which is going to be interesting going forward. But yeah, when you're an animal polymorphed, you're just the animal, so you're not very smart. You can be that can be a big liability. So that's kind of the trade-off, if anybody was curious, versus a druid who have to dedicate their entire lives to doing this one thing Nifyx does almost for free.
Yeah, so like for me, if I want to do a magic or not just get completely dominated by spellcasting classes that go like, hey, how wise are you? Bam, spell. I have to not be the animal. But for move and do a big hit on one turn, it's great.
Ape is a brilliant choice. Obviously, you go just flying up this tree effortlessly. I'm not even going to make you roll. That's an incredible solution to this. King, do you abandon your chopping plan?
Part of me wants to throw my other sword into the air to hit one acorn and set off a chain reaction of explosions above me, harmlessly avoiding all of the damage myself. But in the interest of not having to roll a new character in episode 3, I will go over and I guess I'm moving out of the way of the blast. We're not climbing yet because otherwise we'd just be climbing into the grenades, wouldn't we?
Well, so they're kind of this. If you imagine the tree as being like an entire village, they're like raining down in your current position. If you begin climbing, you won't be in their immediate range. No.
It's like Pac-Man.
All right, then yeah, I'll just start climbing. Then.
Okay, so King, you just take off after the rest of the class. So actually, roll me athletics because you can't fly or turn into an ape.
25.
Holy snot!
And I'm not leaving. I'm waiting till the grenades go off, and then I'm going to look up, and I'm going to see if there's some asshole up there.
Okay, so you look back where the acorns were falling at your feet, and some of them explode, but not all of them. And some of the explosions are different. You see from one of them a blooming a flower of ice that covers the ground that was there. Another one explodes in electricity, audibly like crackling through the air in jagged bolts. There's all kinds of different elemental effects. These aren't just all fire grenades. There's something going on with the acorns here that's pretty wild.
Hello, whoever's throwing the acorns, we're very sorry. We are very dumb.
So Cordelia addresses your attackers and says, "You are very dumb." And they say, and you hear a voice say back, "And you will die."
What was that?
What?
"And you will die."
You want some of this tree?
I'm going to start cutting the tree again.
No!
All right, dexterity saving throw King to dodge another volley of acorns.
I will smooch a branch.
19.
Oh, okay. So King botched that he has advantage because the conduit of instinct, he can see attacks coming. So he has very good reflexes. You're going to only take half of 10, which is 5. So a very tiny blow. I think probably just force. This one explodes like a bomb of wind, and you're thrown into another branch, and it barely hurts you. But there's somebody's throwing these at you.
I'm coming up after them now.
I'm gonna smooch a branch and be like, "I'm very sorry. I love this tree."
So, as a giant ape, I have one of my attacks is the ability to throw a rock. Can I instead grab one of these acorns and throw it back in the direction it came from?
So yeah, you can probably throw back an acorn. You'd have to know exactly where you're aiming.
Can we not see where they're coming from?
No, that's the puzzle at this present moment. Where are they coming from? Above is the only thing you know at this point.
I guess then, can I do a perception check to try to like zero in on where I'm hearing the voice coming from?
Absolutely.
Apparently, the wizards are no help.
Is that what you refer to?
15.
You refer to the rest of the party as the wizards?
They're all wizards in King's mind. Everyone's a wizard.
I mean, I'm okay, so.
Yeah, you can point out to Nifyx the specific area where they're coming from. You say the voice is coming from there. Nifyx, throw an acorn now. And Nifyx, make the dexterity attack to whip one of these explosive acorns back at its attacker.
25.
Oh my lord! You guys ever play the game Ape Out? It's kind of like what happens here, where the ape just goes bananas on these fools. You snatch, with a 25, I would say 2, one in each hand out of the air, and whip these back to where King is pointing. And there's just a huge explosion at the point where they hit, and something tumbles out of the foliage. You see it as it kind of falls through the air and lands on a different branch. It is a squirrel. Not just any squirrel, it is a giant squirrel, about the size of like a big dog. And it says, "You'll pay for this!"
A tiny friend, please, we can make amends. You are so cute.
"You have attacked the Yggdrasil! It is my duty as the
I stopped as soon as I stopped. It's fine, babe.
It is my duty as the Knight of Nuts to make you pay!"
You injured our lizard, so it's cool.
The Knight of Nuts?
It is me, the Knight of
I
Nuts!
love the Knight of Nuts.
All right. So Austin,
The giant
I
ape
would
is
like
just
to
gonna
rate
pick.
blah, 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 blah. Persuasion. I'm gonna roll it.
Lauren just talked over everyone because she's like, squirrel, squirrel, squirrel.
I rolled a 26.
You have true golden retriever brain, Lauren.
I want the squirrel.
This is like Austin in Shardpoint with the weasel.
You knew what you were doing, sir.
So you'd think I did this to troll Lauren, but this is a Ratatosk, which is a creature from Norse mythology. They're giant squirrels that live on the Yggdrasil. It's just a thing. Blame the Norse.
How giant are they compared to giant ape?
No, giant ape is gianter. I mean, apes are enormous.
Okay, because giant ape, giant ape Nifyx basically just wants to pick this thing up by the scruff of the neck and just kind of look at it.
Yeah, so you look at this Ratatosk, and you can go act more aggressively if you want. But before we get there, Cordelia kind of wants to talk to it. What do you say, Cordelia? With a 26?
Hey, little homie. I'm sorry we attacked your tree. Just sometimes we're very stupid, and I'm very sorry. Do you know how to get to the thing that I forgot its name already?
If you're talking about the Cathedral of Stars, he says, no, I live here on the Yggdrasil, but you might want to talk to Anastasia in the temple above. If I don't kill you.
Oh, come on. You know you're not going to kill us.
A 26 is very good.
It sure is, little buddy.
He has a kind of like half crazed look at his face. He's like a pyromaniac of nuts. He is the conduit of nuts, in case it's not clear.
I was very impressed by your acorn grenades. Beautiful craftsmanship.
It's why they call me the Knight of Nuts.
Yeah, yes, you're good at nut.
I'm the best at nut.
Somebody should be.
Okay, so you're going to let us pass because we're very sorry.
No, we're not.
Don't make me cast silence.
Well, I mean, the majority of us are sorry.
He's not in charge. It's okay.
Not counting Cordelia, everyone else. If you're sorry, roll persuasion. If you're not sorry, roll deception.
Aww.
As a giant
That's not
ape,
fair.
as a giant ape with -2 intelligence, am I capable of being sorry right now?
Yeah.
No, I think that's a penalty for having such a cool body.
All my hard work. Oh, fuck. Crit.
I crit 24.
Yeah, all right. You've defeated my squirrel puzzle. He had all kinds of different cool elemental nuts.
You defeated the be sorry for what you've done puzzle.
Now he's my friend.
Yeah. So I guess the Knight of Nuts is going to allow you to pass if you get permission to be here from Anastasia, the woman you're here to see. If she kicks you out, then he'll resume his nut barrage. But if you fail at that, your mission's screwed anyway.
Don't want to get a nut in the face. Oh.
Come on.
Watch out for the eyes!
No.
Get nut all around your mouth.
Okay, well now you've left innuendo, Laura.
It's 1 a.m. You have to forgive me. This is what you signed up for when you let me play this show past midnight every week.
Chris, you having fun?
Yeah.
Just rolling for funsies.
He's just rolling.
I have to roll hit dice.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Austin. Would you like me to break the story every time to be like, and I'm now going to roll hit dice?
No, I was just
We gotta do some inside baseball, guys. Here's where my health's at this moment.
Don't be mad.
We don't know where it might go from here, but
All right, King bandages his nut wounds, and the party.
I'm also going to walk up to Ratatosk, and I'm gonna mean mug him, and I'm gonna
He's
say,
a Ratatosk.
whatever. Austin, I listened to the Smite God preview for Ratatosk 6 years ago, I believe. So I think I know a little bit better than you do about Norse mythology.
Fuck.
That's very good.
You're dunking so hard today.
I played a MOBA, so I think I have a degree in mythology.
They never got anything wrong in Smite when it came to accuracy and gods.
That was actually the one MOBA I was thinking about playing because I was like, ooh, I'm a total slut for this shit.
You should just watch people play. It's the most toxic game I've ever played in my life.
Damn.
And I should know because I was part of the toxic community for it with a friend of mine.
I believe it.
No, I want to walk up to Squirrel Dude, and I'm going to stare him in the eye. I'm going to be like,
Yeah, I think you're sorry now.
The Ratatosk picks up another nut and hands it to you and says, "This will be fun for later."
I credit on my insight check, Austin.
A 20?
Yep.
It is explosive. If you mess with him in the future, he's going to detonate it, but you could also use it offensively if you don't piss him off. So it's a risk reward.
A double-edged sword.
Austin, I'm not going to do it, but I want to tell you what I want to do right now more than anything.
Is it eat it?
Is I want to flick it right back into his face.
Nice.
But I won't because Lauren wants to be friends with it. So
It's
I'm not
my
going to do
baby
that.
now.
I want everyone to know I wanted to flick that right back in his face.
Do you take the nut?
Fuck off, man.
Where do you want it?
Come on.
I guess I put the nut in my pocket. Actually, no, hold on. Maybe I should...
I've never heard that one before, I'm going to be honest.
Just pocket that for later.
Maybe you should store the nut in your mouth.
Where do you want me to nut, Austin?
That's what I'm asking you. Turn around.
Can we not?
All right.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll be like,
Cool. I can use this to kill the Megatron.
All right, add one nut to your inventory, and let's get this show back on the road as the Furies ascend the Yggdrasil to the temple at the top. Do you all want to confer on what just happened before you get there? There's a little bit of a walk.
I can't wait to go back and beat up that squirrel. After we kill the Megatron.
I don't think we have to kill the squirrel at all.
Oh, we don't need to kill it. Just beat it up.
Do not. No, do not.
Giant ape
No,
Nifyx is just gonna pick up King and just growl in his face.
Oh, got him.
Just do a growl of like, no, friend, squirrel is friend. Rrr.
I could cut off its tail and make a new fur coat lining.
No.
Hey, these are all just theories right now, you know. I have to wait until I get back. The taxidontist might not be able to do that.
The taxidontist?
Yeah, that's the people who make the animal fur.
You were just going to let him get away with that one. I could sense it. The players were just going to give him a pass, and I had to jump in.
It was.
No. If you cut off a squirrel tail, I cut off your tail.
Can I cut off your tail then?
No, because that's half my body.
Oh.
It's a ratio thing. It's just not. It's not equal.
Oh my god, you're all tail!
I'm just one big tube. Just a long tube.
That's weird. That's weird. You're weird.
You're weird too, bitch.
Whoa.
Fuck. You can't top all your previous characters in 3 episodes, Lauren. I won't allow it.
Why?
So the party reaches the top of the Yggdrasil, and there is a little temple built up here. It's pretty humble, all told. It's not a cathedral like you're looking for. It seems like nobody really comes here to pray. It's more ceremonial. Like at the tips of the Yggdrasil is probably a good place to build temples if you care about the Yggdrasil. But you notice sitting outside the door, there is a illusion, a hologram, a projection. Let's go with projection. There is a projection of the Metatron sitting in prayer, 6 wings wrapped around its body. He is not moving, and he does not acknowledge your presence. He's just sitting in front of the doors.
I want to run up and strike him.
With your sword?
Yeah.
All right, King runs up, sees like, it's the Megatron, and just tries to decapitate him with a single swipe, which goes right through the projection because he's not physically here. But it's very, like you think you put your whole body through it, and it just sends you spinning like a top because this is a cartoon. Mm-hmm. And after you come to kind of a rest, the rest of the party finishes walking up. The Megatron, I said it now. You've infected my brain. The Metatron says, without looking up or revealing its body, "Oh, so you've come."
Yeah, to kill you.
Foolish.
What was that?
I said you're a fool.
You're a fool.
Yeah, he totally heard you when he said that, when he said, what did you say? He was just trying to get you to back down or to repeat yourself.
To be fair, he only said that you were fool-ish.
Yeah, what's the boring man and tiny baby say?
There are worse places to die than heaven.
Yeah, Cleveland. Cleveland would be a terrible place to die.
After I kill you, I'm gonna push your body into the ocean and let you sink all the way down.
What is a Cleveland?
I have endured hardships more arduous than you can imagine. Your words and your weapons do not scare me.
Then come see me face to face and see how scared you get.
I do not need to stoke my ego.
I'm sorry, could you say that again? Because I thought I heard something.
Stoke his ego. He says, I am above such worldly things as needing to prove myself.
Oh, so you're a fucking coward.
You speak from a place of pride. I am without sin.
Ooh, look at me. No sin over here. Fuck off.
I am the Metatron, the holiest of the mortals, risen up to this august position on merit alone. Who are you?
King's gonna whisper over to Blake. He's like,
Wait a minute, is this guy not the Megatron we're supposed to kill?
No, it's him. It's you've been saying Megatron. It's Metatron, and we just didn't want to correct you because you're a giant, incredibly violent lizard man.
Oh. Yeah, we're here to kill you, Metatron!
I am not so vain as to think I can dissuade your wrath.
No, but you're vain enough to think that you should close the gates of heaven and keep legitimate petitioners standing outside for all eternity or however long you and your, vainglorious judgment or whatever you want to call it determine is necessary to drag this proceeding out. It just doesn't seem, who gives you the right?
The standards of heaven had fallen too low. Too many sinners were entering paradise. If we do not have standards...
But how do you decide the standards? Who says... Do you have, a governing body? Is there some sort of, organizational structure? Because, the way it was sort of seemed to be explained to us is that you just kind of closed the door on the whole thing. And meanwhile, as he's doing this... He's waving his hands to do a minor allusion to the other people in the party in front of their eyes. Shouldn't you guys go inside and kill something? Or
okay. So Blake, you're gonna distract.
Yeah,
you're gonna distract the Metatron. Yeah. Okay. So the rest of the party, if you guys want to slip inside the temple, you can. The Metatron literally isn't looking.
yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll have a tiny party split here. Blake, you talk to the Metatron about the nature of sin. He tells you that standards had fallen too low, and you ask him who's he to decide, and he tells you that there are sins. Here are the 7 sins: pride, wrath, envy, blah blah blah. It's not a secret, and he tells you about it.
Let me tell you how bureaucracy works in heaven.
Exactly. That's his whole pitch, and he thinks that people with sin shouldn't be allowed in, and we were going too easy on everybody with the whole. Forgiving stuff and
sounds like a cop.
Being understanding, and it's bullshit.
And so because you simply had the power to close the gates of heaven, you took it upon yourself to do it? And that's just okay?
I am the conduit of purity. Only I can make such a decision.
Well, okay. So if you're the conduit of purity, and, purity is all that important to you. How did any sinners get in the first place? It seems to me that you've always had a flexible standard, and now you've made an arbitrary decision to close it. Maybe you're not really the conduit of purity in the first place. Have you checked that recently? You should get that checked out, because yeah, things can get a little weird every once in a while. You got to have a regular visit to somebody to just sort of, clean it out. Yeah, I know it's sort of awkward, but they say once you hit 33, you got to go in like every year and get it checked out because you catch it early and maybe you could fix it, but you let it go, and the next thing you know, it's colon cancer.
Lord.
So while Blake is trying to logic the Metatron into changing his mind about his entire world outlook, the rest of you enter this temple. It's a pretty simple temple, like I said, but once you get inside, you see it's actually more of like a feast hall. There's just a long table in here after the kind of antechamber, just piled high with plates and flagons of mead and just the big comical bone-in meat, like from a Castlevania game. It's very festive and traditional in terms of like D&D feasts. You don't see any people except one at the head of the table, and this person appears to be unconscious. Just kind of slumped forward, and her snores echo throughout the feast hall.
I want to walk up to her, and I want to place one hand on her shoulder, and I'm going to begin shaking her while saying,
Do you know where the Metatron is?
Okay, so you just, King walks up ahead of the rest of you to the head of the table and just grabs the sleeping woman and begins shaking her like a baby. She's like, ah!
Do not be alarmed.
The Metatron!
So let me describe this person for a little bit. She is maybe in her 30s. She has like battle armor on her torso, like fully kitted out, heavy armor, scratched and damaged from battle. There's probably dried blood on it.
Oh shit.
She has great red wings on her back. She has an unruly mop of red hair. It looks like she probably hasn't showered in a while. It's pretty greasy. But also as you're shaking her around, you see from torso down, she's wearing like juicy sweatpants. Just like she's like ready for battle, but also ready for a nap at any given time. And you don't need to roll anything. You know immediately that this is a Valkyrie.
I knew it.
What, Lauren?
I just said I knew it because I know it.
So you're shaking this Valkyrie and her head's bobbing and she's like half drunk, half asleep. She's like, ah! As you're shaking her, and then eventually you stop so she can answer you. And she says, what is wrong with you?
We have to find where the Metatron is.
I'm so sorry. He does not know how to people. But also he's very large and hard to control. You understand.
Odin's beard. Oh my goodness. And she like picks up a flagon of mead and just starts pounding it like first thing on waking up. And you look around and you notice for all these plates and all this food and all this alcohol, there's only one set of utensils.
Oh, jeez. So how are you? My name's Cordelia.
My name's Anastasia.
I like your hair.
Thanks. I haven't brushed it. Ever.
I know, but it looks real good.
End of sentence. Yeah, she she has like this whole thing where she's like, I kill men every day, except for the days when all I do is eat cheese fries in front of Netflix.
So it's you.
I didn't mean it like that. I haven't killed anyone in a long time.
But cheese fries is Netflix and not brushing hairs. Where are you?
Damn, just calling me out in front of everyone.
Fucking got him.
You really did. But yeah, so she's just destroys this flagon of mead and she says, my name's Anastasia. I'm the Valkyrie here. This is my...
What's your conduit?
Resurrection. Is that how we just talk to people where you're from?
Yeah.
Go read your book.
Can I want to roll an insight.
Mm-hmm.
No.
No. What? Like I'm going to, like I rolled an insight. Now I have to kill her.
I
I rolled
don't
a
know,
20
man.
twice.
Yep, 20 kills it. So you know that she is pretty very capable, but also unhappy. So you think that she's open to alternate arrangements to the one she currently has. And if you figure out what's going on, you can...
You seem sad.
Okay.
Yeah, girlfriend. Let's dish.
Yeah, how's living under this Metatron, whatever this thing is? How's that treating you? Guessing not great.
Let me do your nails. I have this lovely gold stuff that is not angel blood.
Okay, so before you talk to her about that, everyone starts assaulting her with questions. She says, Wait, who are you? Before we talk about any of that, you just kick my temple open and just start shaking me, just like a thing you shake. Sorry, I'm not good at metaphor.
We're the furries.
No. The Knight of Nuts told me to come talk to you. He and I are good friends now.
First of all, Marrow's not friends with anyone. If anything he told you, don't trust. He's full of nuts.
Fucking Austin, seriously? Don't think I didn't pick up on that.
It's actually not the reference. I know it's out.
No, 100% that is. You cannot tell me that's not the reference.
It's not. I'm sorry.
I don't believe you.
It's just not.
I don't believe you.
I'm confused.
It would take too long to explain.
I hate not knowing, though.
Oh, well, now we can never tell you.
Yeah.
God, fuck. I hate you.
That's fair. So she says, first of all, Marrow isn't anyone's friend. King, you already know that he could blow you up right now if he wanted to, but he doesn't have a reason to currently. And what was the second thing? I've lost the train of what we were saying to him.
Well, King just said that we're the furries.
Oh, yeah, the furries, yeah. She says, the furries?
Yeah, we're like an intergalactic kill people group or something.
Oh, you're Kato's Einherjar.
I believe it's pronounced
I know that's word.
furries.
We
We
go around and get stuff done. We let a bunch of people who were supposed to be in heaven into heaven. We're currently, looking at this big Metatron god guy and going, hey, God, what's up with you?
We also cut out a monster pimple.
Gross.
Don't listen to anything he says.
She says, yeah, it's a stereotype that we all know each other, but I do know Kato.
Are you also a furry?
No, I'm also a psychopomp.
Oh, what now?
Austin, what knowledge check do I have to fail to not know what that is?
Religion.
Okay, cool. Let's just get this out of the way now.
I want to know what it is.
Well, I rolled a 0.
You sure did, buddy.
What?
And I botched.
What do I think a psychopump is?
I think you think it's, God, why is my mind like this? I immediately went to Austin Powers.
I don't see a pool around here.
Maybe I think she's into psychopaths and I try to lay it on her?
Yeah, I think maybe you think she's saying that her and Kato are like psychopaths, like I was gonna say serial killers, but that's Cordelia's thing. Like, oh yeah, I'm a supervillain, but that's not. Yeah,
Yeah.
That seems like a fair misunderstanding. Is you think she's saying her and Kato are supervillains?
How did you even get into that line of work?
Oh, it's not a line of work. I was created by, well, not me, my family. Valkyries were created by the goddess Freya, and Kato's were created by the god Anubis. That's all psychopomps were created by their gods.
Interesting.
So the gods made you to be super villains. Did you get a cool lair with that?
Excuse me? I think What? This is my lair.
Super villains, psychopaths.
No, no, psychopomp. The species that carry the souls of the people from the inner plane to the outer plane.
Oh, we know that. We know that.
Yeah, no, we were testing you.
You were testing the Valkyrie on whether she knows what a Valkyrie is. Okay.
Yes. I'm glad you understand.
King's going to be slowly raising his hand.
Yeah, shaky McLizard pants.
Can you help us kill the Metatron?
Oh, I understand. Kato sent you here because the boss man is a real fucking douche.
I guess.
Yeah, he's been doing the whole thing where he's been backing up the soul economy, where all the souls that meant to come in have just sort of been stood in a line, not being able to come in, and it doesn't seem like the boss wants to change that anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean everyone's pretty mad about it, but he does have a point. I mean, we can't just let people in if they say they're sorry, if they were doing bad stuff their whole life.
But, like, if the universe has decided that's the afterlife they're meant to go to, like, are you saying that, like, the gravity of the universe of where they're supposed to go, any person can go, yeah, but I'm smarter than that.
Well, there have always been corner cases. That's why there are psychopomps. That's what we do, is we help people cross over. So yeah, I mean sometimes things are on the line and it's just kind of random which way they'll go.
What would you suggest instead?
Instead of the Metatron, I mean I'm the one who put him here.
consider, you don't have to kill anybody. Maybe, we just go get the thing I keep forgetting the name of. The Castle of Clouds?
The Cathedral of Stars.
Maybe you just bring him here, and what happens happens. And if someone who has been a problem and has been, drawing the line far too starkly just happens to go away after you bring the castle here, that's not your fault.
What happened in the Cathedral of the Stars stays in the Cathedral of the Stars.
Yeah, we're just gonna go see what we can do, and what happens is our responsibility, not yours.
Okay, so it sounds like you all want to roll persuasion. We need 2 successes out of 3. Also, I guess it's canon that Nifyx, you're not a gorilla anymore.
Yeah, I at some point I wanted to have I wanted to join conversations with the
I
party.
crit.
Oh, Lord.
And I rolled a 28.
How did you roll 28?
I have a +9, bitch.
How?
Charisma.
Another crit, 32.
2 crits!
Yeah!
So she teams up with us to kill the Metatron, right?
Jesus!
She's my new girlfriend. I have 2 now.
Stop fucking the NPCs!
No, I'll never stop.
No, I get one. Give me a girlfriend.
Oh, Lord. Okay, 2 crits. I need to think of something to reward that. Let's go back to Blake for a second. Blake, why don't you learn more about the Metatron while you're here, because this is a good opportunity to gather intel. Why don't you, what are you talking about as we cut back to you?
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, what it's like for you, but, like, I had a cousin once who, just let a little thing that was on his shoulder just sort of, thought it was a mole. And, he just let it go, and it continued to grow. Hair started coming out of it, and he didn't go do anything about it. And come find out, sure enough, right? Skin cancer.
Okay. So rather than pump information, you're just trying to waste his time. And after he listens very patiently, and without looking at you, obviously, you can kind of just sense that he lets you finish, and then says, "You think you try my patience. I will have you know, I can wait until the final bell is tolled and time itself ends. You are only harming yourself."
Oh, harming myself? Why? Well, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I mean, in what way could I possibly be harming myself just having a conversation here with a friend, a little philosophical exchange of ideas?
You are spending time on these endeavors instead of worrying about your immortal soul.
Well, if it's immortal, if it's eternity, then I've got no limit to the amount of time available to me to have these sorts of conversations. And look, I mean, here I've got a source of information, a font of value to know about heaven here. Here I am taking that opportunity by talking to you and trying to learn. So you gotta, like, nothing. You can have done nothing wrong in your life, like nothing strictly for yourself to get in here.
Your sins in life will give you plenty of time for these philosophical discussions while you suffer in Hades, I take it?
Yeah, I really hadn't given it a whole lot of thought, if I'm totally honest. This is all really new to me. I had a very different plan in mind for my life. And, you know how it is. Things change, right? Did things change for you? Has anything ever changed for you?
I am purity. I am already perfect.
So, no. So, nothing. It's just forever, like everything's perfect? And that's not boring?
Boredom is a construct of the slothful.
Okay, so you feel satisfaction?
Eternally.
Huh. You feel eternal satisfaction.
And you can't get no.
Okay, sorry.
All right, yeah.
I had to.
So back at the temple.
Look, I've got some sympathy for this position.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly love this guy now. Sorry, I thought he was a villain. I kind of love him. I'm very much about this lifestyle of doing as little as humanly possible. Back with your double crits, Anastasia's just going to tell you everything. First of all, the Metatron is, and I'm going to butcher this pronunciation, please don't be mad at me. The Metatron is a Sokushinbutsu,
Yeah.
which is a kind of mummy.
Oh.
When I say mummy, you probably think of Egyptian mummies, which have their organs ritually removed and then embalming fluid, and then they're wrapped in bandages. But mummification is just a process to stop decay. And there are other ways to make a mummy. In Buddhism, the kind of Buddhist mummies are called Sokushinbutsu. And what they do is they deny themselves food and water and enter kind of just like a state of like a meditative state for as long as possible until eventually their body wastes away. And when they're near death, they're entombed in an airtight area, usually like a cave or a room or something. They actually found one inside of a statue. And once there, they die and are preserved perfectly. They don't rot. If you look on the Wikipedia page, there's a picture of one. I guess content warning for a dead body, but they're stunningly human looking. They like literally just looks like a person dried up, like a desiccated corpse, because they literally are no moisture left in their bodies. So in life, when the Metatron was a human, he Anastasia tells you he was the most moral person in existence. He never sinned his entire life. There was a 3-year period where he only drank water and ate bread, but then he stopped that altogether and lived without food for 27 years.
Oh, must be nice.
And that was like the most holy dedication to morality possible. And so...
Is it? God damn it. What an asshole.
And so when he was ready to die, he entombed himself in the air-proof chamber.
He was ready to die.
Yeah, yes. He
Asshole.
He entombed himself in the airproof chamber when Anastasia brought him up to heaven, because that's the goal of the Sokushinbutsu, is kind of an ascension. It's a Buddhism is complicated, but basically the most moral person of all time dedicated themselves completely to purity, moral purity. And Anastasia is a Valkyrie. They bring the dead back to serve again. Those are people are called Einherjar, and that's what you are as well. And the Metatron is always a mortal brought up to angelic status. That's the way it's always been. It's like having a mortal perspective on morality for the angels, who are made out of lawful good and have kind of a biased opinion on morality. So they elevate a mortal to give them perspective. And so that human was made into the Metatron, and he is morally perfect and has the most, his willpower is unimpeachable. He lived without food or water for 27 years in constant prayer without sin.
I mean, you could argue that entire practice was very self-indulgent, and he could have used those 27 years and properly fed himself and done things that actually helped other fucking people. That would have been the moral thing to do. But hey, who am I over here passing judgment on the Metatron?
I do love the idea of Conrad walking around a monastery. We're like, hey, have you considered? Hey, hey, I have some pointers.
I feel like it's very much a philosophical divide between is it more moral to live a life with minimized sin, or a life where you maximize the good you do in the world? And that's definitely like a side of that.
We're wrist deep in these themes.
Stop it! You're not allowed.
Again, elbow deep in those themes.
So with 2 crits, I had a thing planned where maybe she was going to have you do a side quest, or maybe you're going to have to fight her, but 2 crits is 2 crits, my friends. So she says, if the Metatron has gone too far, I feel bad that I raised him up. Like he's too extremist. If I'll bring the Cathedral of Stars here to the top of the Yggdrasil, and you guys can do what you need to do. But all I would ask from Kato is not to interfere in the next Metatron, because I'll try to pick better next time.
Okay.
Cool. Do you have any tips on how to kill him?
Oh, that's a good question. Thank you for that one, lizard friend. So the conduit of purity prevents the use of magic in his presence. His field of purity is a field of anti-magic. So hopefully all of you aren't wizards.
Oh, everyone's a wizard on our team but me.
To clarify, that's not just you can't use spells against him, it's you can't use spells full stop.
Yeah, so good question. The answer is no. You cannot do either of those things. If magic gets close to him, it dissipates. Only the purity of the soul of the person and their body can be in his presence. And also although he is personally alone in contemplation, the cathedral has guards, so you're gonna have to fight your way to him. And there are other more powerful angels. You've met a cherub and an ophanim, which isn't really an angel. Some people think it is. Not time for the theological argument about it. And then you've met the smallest form of angel. They're often called messengers because the word angel in Hebrew, not important. But there are 9 kinds of angel. So there are more guards up there. She tells you, I want you to be prepared because if you go up there and you get killed, the Metatron's going to come here and I'm going to be in trouble.
Do magic swords work?
That's a good question. It is pure because it's a holy weapon from an angel. So I actually do think that would work. None of you are clerics and paladins. Holy magic will work. Oh, Sacred Flame.
Oh, yeah.
We set that up. Oh my god. Yeah. So Sacred Flame will work. But almost anything else will not. King is going to be doing a lot of damage here, but
cool.
I'm sure everyone else will contribute, but
I have Sacred Flame.
You do. That's incredibly good. And you're level 9, so it does extra damage. Let's see. Any other questions? She knows Kato.
So tell me about Kato. Hold on. So tell me about Kato.
Oh yeah, I mean we were both psychopomps, so we were doing the psychopomp stuff, and then he had his meltdown or whatever, and he quit.
Oh, give me the hot goss girl.
I don't know. I think he broke up with his girlfriend.
Who is his girlfriend?
The pirate.
I don't pay attention to anyone outside of myself.
I love that. It's probably not my place to say. You could probably ask them, but yeah, I mean, Kato's cool. He's probably going to get you all killed, though, because, he's a Boy Scout.
Well, he got us unkilled, so, even if we die, we're above where we started.
I'm too strong to be killed.
My girlfriend is very powerful, so I'm not worried.
Okay, well, none of you are worried. That's good. I just took him a while to do this project with the furries or whatever, because who wants to help him when he refuses to lie, cheat, steal, or get his hands dirty in the cutthroat game of soul politics? He's just kind of a pushover.
But there's some people who run the organization, and then there are the people who do the work. And he's good at doing the other stuff, and we're good at doing the killing stuff.
My man loves a hierarchy. Good for you, buddy.
Well, that's just how it is, isn't it?
Yeah, a better world is impossible. Don't trouble yourself. Everything's exactly the way it is, and it'll never be any other way. I envy you. You're adorable.
So this castle of clouds.
Close enough.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
What do?
Oh, I mean, what do is I'm going to bring it. You're going to jump on, and then you're going to fight your way to the Metatron, and then probably die in his anti-magic field. But if you succeed, we'll replace him with someone who isn't such a stickler. I mean, one lie shouldn't ruin all eternity, right? That's bananas.
That's very dumb. I mean, I have done many crimes, but...
Yeah, I mean, some would argue that you probably don't deserve to be in heaven, but I don't make these decisions.
I mean, I'm not here by choice. By the way, once we're done with this, you should have dinner with me and my girlfriend.
Oh my god. You double critting bastards.
Nifyx is trying to jump up to make eye level with that conversation and go, is that the ladies here?
She's like, no, have dinner with me.
Okay, King's gonna be slowly backing out of this polycule.
Well, actually, I want King to reach into his pocket, and he's gonna pull out the souls he picked up earlier. He's like,
do you need these back?
Oh my god, please put those down.
Oh god.
I'm gonna drop them. There was a red lizard guy thing making a bunch of them before, so I thought they were money, so I took them. But then I found out I couldn't make them into a lamp, but then we made a blanket out of an angel, so I'm just gonna give that to Lime instead, so you can have those back now.
Okay, yeah, those are the souls of people. They're, alive. It's a bad look to steal them. Slot, obvious.
I I didn't hear them breathing at all.
His brain is special. It's interesting.
Yeah, if you find any demons or devils or Yugoloths or Slotty is the plural, sorry, trying to kidnap them, you probably should stop them because they're going to get really powerful. That's how they advance. So what?
Oh, see, I tried to kill him. He got away, but he did put a baby in our friend's back. And that baby grew alarmingly fast, but then I set it on fire.
Oh, that sounds really bad. I mean, things grow faster and live longer now that we're living in the era of life itself, but Slotty have conduits too.
Yeah, well, we got it out. I burned it. That's not gonna be a problem.
Luckily, it didn't get away with any souls, so it can't get really powerful off screen. Whew!
Oh, it got a bunch of souls, I think.
It got away.
But I got its finger.
He did get its finger.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to call the cathedral now. I think it's probably best if you were far away from me in case consequences.
Okay, but dinner, think about it.
I will think about it.
And you think is yes.
I feel bad for Nifyx, who's like, I'm horny too.
Nifyx is just like, fine, but next time I'm getting in first.
Lancelot's like, you still have me.
It's okay. We're going to be shorty squad. It's going to be great.
I can't fuck you.
Who says?
Oh my.
Blake, do you have anything you want to say to the Metatron before the cathedral appears and you peace out?
No.
No last minute gloat.
I like to imagine there's a long in-character pause where like, this is the most moral person who's ever existed. A real opportunity to question some of the choices that I've made, and I'm not going to, and frankly, fuck him for asking. So,
Yeah, it seems like kind of a dick. Real judgy.
Anastasia does magic. How do I want to picture this? I think Anastasia goes up on the roof of the little temple, and there's like a slot where there's like a key, and she pulls out a key the Metatron gave her. Click, and the clouds above you part, and there's just a cathedral, several city blocks in size, just descends from the clouds. Ave Maria. Just,
Oh, how cliche.
huh?
I said, how cliche.
Don't. I'll edit in Ave Maria. Don't make me
Don't. Why? We're over it.
We're over
Everybody's
it?
over Ave Maria. Get a new song.
Collectively, we as a people are over Ave Maria.
I am.
Okay. I just like the idea Lauren has a fucking axe to grind.
What about putting in "My God is an awesome God" instead? My God is an awesome, God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God.
Chris, I'm so glad I'm not alone in having a portion of my brain taken up by that song.
I can't remember a lot of facts about my life anymore, but I remember just about every exciting song that ever happened in church.
Oh yeah. He came from heaven to earth to show the way, from the earth to the cross my debt to pay, etc.
I do love that Chris absorbed absolutely none of the theology from Catholic school, but he does remember the fucking hot jams.
I absolutely do.
I remember that song that our cool hip pastor played us about God and the devil having a boxing match. That was good.
That sounds pretty dope, honestly.
The devil wins, but then God gets like a weird cheaty power up and gets back up, and it's all very unfair.
Oh shit, it's like an anime.
So the cathedral descends from the clouds like an anime.
Oh, I
and
want King to walk over while it's coming. And he's going to walk over to Blake, and he's going to be like, "Hey, so it turns out we're all schmedded, but she's going to bring the cathedral so we can kill the Megatron. But spells won't work inside of it, which is okay because my sword's holy and I can cut them to pieces."
So yeah, we're relying on King to murder this thing.
That's what I'm good at.
Yeah, we're usually good, but like, none of us can do magic, so...
all right, the cathedral floats up to the temple roof, and like the doors open, and the roof of the temple connects directly to the stairs at the bottom of the cathedral, so you can walk from the roof right up the stairs to the doors if you're ready.
Yeah, I want to do it. I want
I
to punch this guy in the face for calling me foolish.
All right, King leads the charge up the stairs and into the Cathedral of Stars, and you have made it. You're almost to your first target. Appropriately enough, the ceiling is done up in a star motif, it looks like you're looking into the heavens, all of this beautiful skyscape. But that's not what you're looking at. What you look at when you first walk in is the innumerable glittering treasures in this room. You were told that the cathedral was a temple to the god Bahamut, who is a dragon god, who was the dragon god, essentially. And dragons are known for their hoards.
Here there be dragons?
Well, not currently. So the thing about Bahamut is that he himself didn't place much worth on earthly possessions. Very holy.
He's the Bernie Sanders of dragons.
Yeah, the top 1% of dragons have too much of the wealth. God, fuck. That mental image is just really powerful right now. I'm imagining Blue Eyes White Dragon with Bernie Sanders' face photoshopped over it.
With the little arms.
Honestly, it's getting me a little hot.
Jesus Christ.
But if every dragon throughout the fullness of time had to pay a tithe, is that how you pronounce that? Tithe?
Tithe.
It's hard to say. To the dragon god, you can only imagine how much treasure built up here, even if Bahamut himself had no use for it. The room is, Scrooge McDuck's pool of gold coins?
Hell yeah.
The money vault.
What if that looked like dog shit compared to this? What if that was just a pathetic, insulting amount of treasure? Like, Smaug in the Hobbit movie? What if that was absolute trash and you wouldn't even
but I love
be...
Smaug.
You mean the movie? Because it was.
Yeah, the movie was bad.
I meant his treasure hoard. I'm saying this room is filled with gold wouldn't be even interesting in comparison to the stuff that's in here. The diamonds are boring compared to the resplendent riches in here.
I mean, diamonds are pretty boring in general, if we're honest. It's a effectively marketed but ultimately valueless stone.
I mean, it has industrial mining uses, but besides that, completely arbitrary.
Are you doing a bunch of industrial mining?
You guys want to do an industrial mining campaign?
I mean, I did a small mining.
You did. That was cute. So yeah,
I still have that silver.
there are literal mountains of treasure inside of here. It's like you look at it, and actually, Constitution saving throw. Fuck you. That's how much treasure is in here.
No.
Literally roll to handle it.
Got 26.
You handle it.
Oh, I love it.
13.
Cordelia, you're afflicted with the status effect Charmed. You feel an overwhelming draw to this treasure, powerfully.
I'm gonna hug it.
Okay, Cordelia just runs or slides, I guess she's a snake, over to the treasure.
I'm just gonna wiggle around in the treasure. Shoop, shoop.
Wait, we need to go kill the Metatron.
Yeah, let me have 1 minute of fun, okay?
Nifyx runs over to just slap Cordelia.
Rude.
That's a bitch.
If you roll around the treasure, then you won't be able to make anything cool out of the Metatron's body.
I just wanted 1 minute of treasure diving, and nobody will let me have it. But fine, let's do what you all want to do.
Oh, okay. So you rejoin the group, and as you make your way through the mountains of treasure in here to the other side of the room, you see a great empty throne. Fit for a dragon. This is not something you could run over and plop yourself down in. It would take ropes and climbing gear to even get up to the seat.
I can go sit in it.
Okay, would you like to go sit in it?
I'm gonna go sit in it because I can fly.
You're going for the blasphemy triple combo move.
Yeah, let's blaspheme.
You were the one who killed the angel. You mined heaven. Did you do anything else? Oh yeah, you took out your pickaxe and started attacking the nervous system of the universe, and now you're sitting on the throne of the dragon god.
I already have many nefarious plans in place for if I am able to kill anything else.
Oh lord. So Cordelia flies over to the throne of Bahamut and just kind of sits her little snaky butt down. At which point, the throne unfurls its 2 wings.
It's the dragon.
It's a throne. Capital T, which is a kind of angel.
Oh, wow.
What is it?
Roll initiative.
producer.
No, that's not how we start this.
That's how we start everything.
Live from the credit prison. It's Lauren's at my house.
Somebody should stop me.
If you want to support the show, first of all, tell Lauren to stop. She's ruining everything.
Yes.
Yes, well,
Yes, I do what I want.
clearly. Tell them about the Patreons. What's the plural? Patreon-I? Petronus. Peebus. Tell them about the Peebus.
Austin Yorsky.
No, you fucked it up already.
AustinYorsky.com.
You're going back into your cell.
No!
It's not
Oh
AustinYorsky.com. You fucking Peebus.
What the fuck is a penis?
You know. Patreon.com/AustinYorsky. That's me.
That guy, yeah. Other people too.
Patreon.com/LauraKBuzz. She has books. Buy the books. She talks about them. Episode description. You can click on stuff. You know how to click.
There's links. I love a link.
Oh my god. Patreon.com/weeklymangarecap. That's Chris.
He's very sad. Please give him money.
And Conrad's at Of Horse. That's Patreon.com/ofhorse.
Yes.
Bojack. He's also on. He keeps calling it Movie Boys. It's Spin-Off Doctors, and it's in the Jimquisition feed. He's been on the show for a year and a half, and we've never said that.
Really?
It's not even its own feed.
We're really bad at doing the credits.
Super bad, dog. Tell them about your things.
I'm on Twitter. It's pretty cool. That's RAWRGLICIOUS, and you can buy pictures of my titties.
That's the thing you can do. Tell us about the executive producers for July 2019.
A Bozog blew my cover 6. Romantics defeat the evil mimics.
Okay, so now you're gonna scream because you're in my house. When you're at your house, you fucking whisper into the mic.
Suck my dick. No. A werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand.
You're doing the whole thing now. You want me to come in here? I'm too far away from the mic. They can't hear me.
Aaron, conduit of festive anarchy. Happy Bastille Day.
Hell yeah.
Abigail Grace.
Oh, she's screaming.
Adrian White.
Aftershock, lecherous patron of Lawrence Lascivious Ludoporium.
Thanks, homie. Aki Savalainen.
I'm not doing this. Albert West.
Aaliyah. Alex Vepra. Alice in the Purple. An otter cuddling with their otter plushie.
Andrew Birmingham. I'm just gonna step in from now and then. Nope.
Nope.
Now she's sassing me. Andrew Feget, conduit of helping Lauren dunk on Austin itself.
Andrew Groffman. Oh yeah, it's me. Andy.
She's so high, y'all.
Andrew R. Andy Harkins. Anna, conduit of procrastination. Anthony, patron of Dora, that's my character, I should say it right.
Oh my god, she's losing it, folks.
Antonio, conduit of snacks. Antonio, please bring me the snacks. Arachnovote, leaving the credit prison to play Ultimate Alliance 3. I don't know what that is.
It's a video game.
I assumed. Arcanist of Reliance.
You can't.
I don't know how to say that word correctly.
Rhylia? We talked about this before. It's from Lovecraft.
But I forget things.
That's true.
Oh, there's Moose! Archibald H. Cactus Esquire, conduit of Moose. I don't remember what Moose isn't anymore.
We've lost the plot on that whole storyline.
Arjan Limite. Arjan de Koning. Ash, the Big Bean Girl. Aubrey Hunter. Austin Korgsky, conduit of Best Boy itself.
Mark!
Austin! You guys are awesome. Isaac, conduit of Gabble Gabble Gabble. Backwoods.
The backwoods.
Backward. I can't do it now. I'm broken.
Backwards of Conduit, Sparkle, Beef Swellington, Conduit of Meat, BJ, Conduit of Miniature Giant Space Hamsters, B-Ray Echo. Before we continue, I gotta say, I got tiny nips.
Blue 6. Bone? Is it Bone S or Bones?
I feel like if it was Bones, it would have 3 S's. With only 2, it looks like Bone S.
Bone S. Brady, conduit of successful murder. No! Finally.
You're under arrest. This is a sting operation.
I'm no narc. Brent, still every episode of Dice Funk. Goatly. Birdie Monk, private security. Used ocular pat down. It's super effective. Please do the next one.
By the way, you may slam jam my mam ham. I feel like you could have put clams in there somehow.
Clam.
By the way, you may clam slam my jam mam hams.
Callum, what is moose? We must know. Turner. Cameron Abbas.
Well, hold on. Let's put our official guess in for the week. What is moose this week? I'm going to say a worm.
Have I already said turtle?
I feel like you probably have. But you didn't say tortoise.
Tortoise and or bearded dragon.
Okay. Can't spell mustelata without must. That's the family the ferrets are in.
Oh, you love those guys.
I really do.
Candace, listen to Dice Funk. Starling.
Lauren actually doesn't listen to Dice Funk.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't always finish the
Uh-huh.
So, who is that noise? Carriage one, conduit on crushing on Austin in a respectful, non-horny way.
I'll let you know I'm only horny for credits. That's it. I've never been horny in any other way.
Charlie, oh god, I forgot about all the puns in season 3. Chocolate.
The show's good.
Chris, conduit of bad decisions, Wallen. Christ, man, conduit of dying for your horny sins.
We're gonna have to multi-kill that fool.
Christopher Charlotte.
Go Hoblast. You need help reading there, homie?
I forgot for a second.
Corum the wheels on the Merkaba go round and round and shout, holy!
Cosminion, conduit of stardust.
Counterfeit.
C.R. Saldana, prophet of R.N. Jesus.
Q, I appreciate you, yes you. Cumber.
D.L.
Dandy Snuff.
Daria, go right.
Damn it, Daria, you know what you have to do.
Dawning Frost.
Decibel.
Dennis Pancake Detlefson.
Devin, conduit of evolution.
Don Johnston.
Dorian, conduit of devotion.
Dr. Tao.
Dr. Goatman.
Dr. Isix.
Dragon in the server room.
Dylan and Rillin the dog. Listening on a lazy Sunday morning. Also dishes.
You got it, dog.
Okay, Dylan, conduit of bigger skeleton booty. Ebra, I'm too cuckold for this shit.
Very good.
Einar J.
Ecorn.
Elder dog.
Elderlygoose.com. Canonically not born. That's true, I checked.
Eleanor Donantes Periton, conduit of endless crushes. Please help. Aline.
I really like how you put a lot of energy into that question mark. Holy shit.
Elizabeth Jackalope. Elusive Lily. Emma Moose is none of those things. God damn it.
Emma, you're really fucking with us now. You're really cheesing my onions.
Why is that about?
I don't know. It's just words that came out.
Emma Murons. Indigo Vandana. Eric, conduit of insatiable horniness.
Good Christian boys and girls are only horny for credits. That's the only thing we're allowed to be horny for.
You can go, dog.
Oh no, I don't want to go, dog.
Aaron Lagadeck. Ethan Lawrence. Evan Ledoux, conduit of finally deciding to support the show after you. And then it cut off, but thank you. Extolaris. You gotta do that one.
I do? I ring Mike, conduit of holy, 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 holy. Just Google Trisagion. It's a real thing. It's a liturgical thing in Christianity. You gotta say it.
Fabian got that dank. Florian H. Francois Arsenal.
Mm-hmm. You tried.
Fuck you.
Thank you.
Francois V.
Frank Sands, listen to Continue podcast and Dice Funk.
Gabe, I named my Roomba Steve Dade Albacaris. That is smart. Grapefruit juice.
Or only in the G.
Holy shit. Chris.
Chris.
I was say sketch.
Chris.
So mad. Chris. Graffiti. Conduit of rhetorical questions. Grimlock. Guinevere Cummings. Afthor Grundarson. First of his name. Born of Fire and Brimstone or Deep. Harley Astor. Harrison Andrew. Harry, more boys in crop tops. I agree.
You can't just scream.
There's 4 exclamation points. I have to scream.
That's fair.
He's unmasked. Hers pussy broke down. Yeah, big same. I'm done.
Oh no, she died. All right, I'm subbing and getting here. How do I make friends? Regards, conduit of social faux pas. Hunter Howland, shut up. She's here now, so if she tries to interrupt me, I can just karate chop her. Hustle Bones, Ian Morgan, Ingmar Gremmin, Ink Drop the Ooze, Inducer of Oozmosis, careful, it's contagious. Invicta here, reminding you to celebrate Soul's independence, or else. Jer. Isaac, conduit of Tux the Penguin. I've been talking like Laura and IRL, now my family's worried.
Everyone else is too.
Do you think that we're going to look back on this and be like, wow, Lauren was the corniest bitch who ever lived. She's always talking about doggos and big heckin' puppers. Or do you think it's timeless? So we're like, no, that's just how Lauren talked.
I talk so weird, yo. I just said yo!
James Neely. Jamie, the pink-haired I almost said massacre. That's really
Oh my god!
Jamie, the pink-haired menace. Janiac, conduit of... Okay, Lauren, you read this one. I'm gonna
Conduit of a hot tabaxi mama licking my furry bits.
Janiac, just because you're Laura's fiance, do you think you can just come on here and say anything you want? Is that what you think's going on? Because there's things I won't say, and that's one of them. I found it.
Jaspel, conduit of birthdays. Happy birthday, I'm assuming? I mean, okay.
All July.
All July. Everybody, happy birthday. Jay Logan, conduit of queerness itself. Jayish Wizard, the Wizard of Jay. Jealous Goddess Cosplay. Pause-clay.
Pog play.
No! Jenny Colby. That one's yours.
Which one is me?
Just
Fed Yay?
yeah.
Are you just gonna give me any ones with J's in them, huh? Is that what's going on? So we're Americans. Sorry about our mouths.
John Kerry, not that one. John Potts. Johnny's number 3 fan.
Me and Leon are 1 and 2, obviously.
Oh, John Barnett, conduit of voice trying to catch up, but never quite. Johnny Tips.
I wish I had some Johnny tips.
Joseph Tombrello, cutting that off.
To deal with my Johnny, I always want tips.
Josie, conduit of Gender Feels Fanfics. Drew Man Jack. Julian Phillips, conduit of Kaizen. Just a Jester. Justin, conduit of asking how will we be emotionally ruined this time.
Oh, there's a lot of small, cute things to get attached to.
Jorgen.
Hope nothing bad happens to them.
You get to finish.
Okay. Jorgen, Indie Monster, Winewig Ford, conduit of name butchering.
Caster UK. Kate, conduit of semi-regular regret. Kiefer Lowe. Keith Chauman.
Keith Chonkers.
That's what I thought too.
Chonkers.
The Keller Automat. Ken, conduit of finally writing this goddamn PhD dissertation. You get him, Ken. Kentoroy? Whichever.
You can tell when your brain just shuts down and she's thinking about fucking seals again.
Oh, I really love pinnipeds. Kentoroy. That's the best you're gonna get from me, homie. Kevin Dobbins. Killer Cotton Shizno. Kaneko Fan. Kitty Foe. Condiment of guessing plot points.
They really got my number this season.
Not thing. Corito Prime apologizes to everyone he Patreons except Austin.
Never apologize for me.
Christina, conduit of vegetarian Valrobin. Oh, neat.
It took you a second.
Criterion, Kato is Elias from Magus Bride.
I get that reference. I actually specifically... Never mind. I was going to say I talk about this character design, but I tried to avoid the Magus Bride guy on purpose.
Crystal, who thinks season 5 was a cover-up paid for by Big Mothman TM. Kyle Badsvik. Kyle, president of the Drop Goodwood fan club. Lana...
Chop.
Is it...
Chop.
Okay, I'm gonna let you get in here.
Lana Seawolf, Lady of Bones.
Lauren's duckling. Okay, I just want to make it clear. It is my mom's duckling. I have not been in the same area as the duckling, because that's 7 hours south of here, because Florida's insane.
That's never stopped me from taking ownership of dogs I've never met.
That's true. If you send Austin a dog picture, he is legally the owner of your dog.
Mine.
Lauren Cates. It's Strong Independent Bozog Day, aka July the Block.
The acoustics in here are noticeably echoey when you're around.
Loki, making donuts in homage of the all-powerful moose.
We're gonna start a moose cult soon.
Ludovico Limited. Luke Powers. Lulu's Gadoo. Luther, the conduit of having too many pet burbs. Luther, don't hold out on me. Joe. I do that every time. The Cult of Gorfanax. Master Rank's Devious Idea. Matt Collier. Matt Lackins would like to know how to get past the character limit. Matthew B. Hare. Matthew Schultz. Maximum Side Boob 5. Side boobs in space. Mashin. Conduit of motivation issues. Me too, bro. It's cool. Melbent. Michael Grauman. Michael Hall. Am I too loud?
I'm really scared to look at the waveforms. I can't get away from the Excel document without looking at them, and it's going to be a fucking massacre. Where were we?
I said Michael Hall, I think.
Oh, fuck. They sent us a correction on how to pronounce her name. Is it Mikael Minkler? Mikael? Michel. Fuck. I'm not even high for the record.
How are you? You're not doing.
Mikael Minkler, conduit of LGBTQIA plus Wrath Month.
Do I hit?
Don't tell them I hit you. They're gonna know.
You fuck. Midlife stasis. Mike Dross.
It wasn't even a hit. I tagged you in for the record.
Whatever, bitch. Mika from Finland.
It's a wrestling thing.
Miles and Rose, conduits of yin and yang. Modified Matthew. Morgan Rapp. Mr. Willie Phoenix Stevens, lesbian seagull Pooh Bear Shaker. My personal favorite patron, Matt Luce.
Oh, you cracked the code.
My Valentine is postmodern art artist Cy Twombly. Namita Aneskins, conduit of natural to itself. Nathaniel Holman. Nicholas Dominic. Nicole Woodruff. Nina Person. Not S. Kearney, but Ideal Brando.
Nani?
Is that Paye Rabjerg?
As far as I know.
I like to do the yeah.
You can do whatever you want, and legally they can't sue you.
Nice. Pangolin needs Laura to use some goddamn magic.
Was that about Leah Moira? She's doing some magic. Well, they haven't heard the best magic so far, so.
Oh, patriotism is a lark.
It really is.
Paul Mullen. Pineapple. Pixelful. Please call me Ashley. Yes. Just Ashley. Pocket Sundial. Preston Bowers. Pro Wrestling Mothman Jermaine Walls. Professor Husband Fizzleberg. Philosophy of Hallucination Department. I need to breathe. Shard Point.
Did you lose your breath?
Yes! I can't breathe through my nose. I have a deviated septum.
Listen, reading credits is technically exercise for everyone out there.
Pruitt Holcomb. Puck. Conduit of large ambitions but poor follow-through. Don't call me out, please. Raccoon Empire does not recognize the notorious possum
Insurgency. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt.
I know what they meant, but I had to do it. Ramses the cat has run out of funky cats, unless necromancy?
Cats are notoriously susceptible to necromancy, if you haven't seen Pet Sematary.
The new one blows. Random conduit of Would You Like a Hug? Razumi Yazura. Remsiv. Robert Chisholm. Robert Dakin. Robert E. Calf Baker. Only 2 seasons until the sex season. Oh, they're holding us to that.
Roll to get wet.
Did you want to say words?
Robert Tuttle?
Yeah.
Rowlett used roundness. It's super effective. Salad Child. Sam Zdenowitz. Sean Lyons-Burke. Sean, the host of Funk Dunk Plays. Semin, conduit of harder slatty. Shane Sedgwick. Shane Ware. Check out the embalmed apple to support a new creator. She is beauty. She is grace. Kel kicks Nazis in the face. Shocking Link. Yeeter of responsibilities.
Sin Milk Tom!
Okay, Lauren's back in. She loves the Sin Milk.
Sir Octopus. Oh, no.
That's a new character. Sir Octopus.
My mouth is very dry, okay.
He's got 10 tentacles and ate something else, and he's ready to go.
Conduit of chivalrous cephalomon.
Eat his eyes, Sir Octopus. Prepare to be pissed.
I wonder how long this episode's credits is gonna be.
4 hours.
Socialism is party cohesion plus Soviet power. Squidcap, the conduit of getting called mommy by strangers on the internet.
Oh my god. Sir Octopus is out there calling people mommy.
Starlight Glimmer did nothing wrong. That guy. Stefan Lund, also a Danish shapeshifting raven. But I'm already happily something.
Married? In a relationship?
Eating pizza? I don't know.
Pizza sounds better.
Stenar, no.
Come on.
Sometimes my mouth is bad, okay?
We're losing her, folks.
Student had conduit of consonants. They did it on purpose.
True.
Summer yam in the living season. Summer yam in the living season.
Are you okay?
It's just very funny. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I need to breathe more, y'all.
Just in general.
Sydney Marsing. Saritha, asexual and loving it.
Oh, it's so good not to be horny.
I got distracted by Austin talking about horny. Tales of Inquiry. That sounds like a Masterpiece Theater shit. Terra, conduit of terrible puns. The cast of Dungeons the Gathering. The murderous penguin who secretly lives in your sock drawer. Get a move on, penguin. You think I want to be here? The pigeons are on to me. They must be stopped. I need you to get the... Oh, I think they're dead. The precursor. The Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Marietta, Georgia. Tim Lutton. Toby Gleason stack. Toshiro Kuro, conduit of never living up to my own impossible goals. Do you want to get in here, homie? I can keep going.
No, I'm workshopping the Octopus character.
Trace!
What do you think about this for a voice? It's me, Octopus. I'm here to piss.
Are you sure you're not high?
I just want to piss.
Who was Chase Marsing? I think. I'm sorry.
All he does is piss.
Transient passerby. Trevor 5, get out of here. It's my 21st birthday. Can I get a yeet? Yeah. Touche. Shy. Shay. I don't know. My brain died. Anyways, Shay. Lauren's snake voice equals maximum throbness. Thanks, homies.
Should we just address now that you're going for Hungarian? Because people are like, oh, she's doing Austin's Russian, and Austin's Russian is Ukrainian, but that's another topic.
I like to filter between French and like Italian and Elon Musk, but I'm going for Hungarian.
She don't pay the taxes.
I do not pay the taxes. I just was New York. What's wrong with me? Anyways, Vigar Einstein, Victoria Melito, conduit of quietness. I did the thing. Piss. Don't. Victoria Valentine. Vinny, conduit of eating too many edibles. No, Vinny. Okay. Just a
He's gonna be really earnest about this.
Pro tip. If you have access to CBD only stuff, if you get too high from edibles, the CBD will counteract that feeling. This has been School in the Credits with Lauren. Okay. Violet Skittles Unicorn, ignorant of humans' ways. She's a sailor.
That's what he said, huh? I remember how I sound now. I'm getting the guards. I have to take her back to the credit prison.
Volcano pussy melt your Peter like ice.
Sounds like a rap lyric.
It really does. Renchi, now that introductions are done, how are you? I don't know, man.
Horny for credits.
Stop it. Zephosaurus, you know, Jade is hot. Nice one, Jade.
I'm in bed now, Jade. On the other side of the room.
Z23619. Zoltar, the Viking death metal caterpillar, conduit of retribution. Retribution, I don't know.
That guy sounds like he fucks.
It's over now.
Tell him about the fucking websites.
That's how we already did that.
Podbean, iTunes, Google Play, YouTube. Translate for me.
Google Play, I think. iTunes. Podbean. Did I already say YouTube? I sure did.
My dick.
His dick. What have we done?
Leave a comment on this dude.
Don't be afraid to look in the episode description because nothing we've said in today is helpful.
Don't be frightened.
Don't be frightened of our links.
That's what angels say in the Bible when they appear to people. They say, do
Like,
not be afraid.
Listen, homies, calm your tits. It's cool. We'll be okay.